And it's recording!
Yay!
Hello!
From Clutter and
Chaos! We're trying again because Sophia got noisy.
Yep, she does that.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yep.
But we're back. And it hasn't been as long as sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
hey.
yeah.
We got lots of things done.
Yes.
So,
do you want to start with your one finished object?
My one finished object? Yes, let's do that. I finished a pair of socks.
Yes.
You remember the green sucker socks?
Yes.
These are the green sucker socks.
I'm a Sucker for You by Yarnable.
Yes, very nice socks. They fit.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy them greatly. They're nice and soft.
Yeah.
So.
You do also have the little gnome buddies. I don't know if you want to count those as finished or...
No.
Okay.
No. I'll show them as a whip.
Okay. Well, I finished the fox sweater, and it fits, and yeah. The color work is a little too tight around the top of the fox's glasses, but it fits enough. So.
She hasn't blocked it yet.
Not yet.
That might take out some of the problem.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. I've also finished a beret that we decided is going to be for Riley because it's too small for everybody else. It's from the creamsicle yarn Mom got me for my birthday a couple years ago. But yeah, it'll be cute on Riley if it fits her. And then I also finished a pair of socks. The Summer of Love socks, which are all colorful and fun. I've not yet worn these either, so they're gonna be nice. They have a silk instead of nylon, I think. So that should be nice.
No.
And my last finished object is a hat. And it's got this cool little braid on the back that kind of faux slouches it. So yeah. It fits nicely. You can see it does the thing, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's very warm too, which is very nice with the weather.
And where did you get this wool?
At the New River Valley Sheep and Goat Festival.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you showed it on the last.
I don't think so.
No, you don't think so? Because it was before we went to the other one.
Yeah, it was like the day before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then my last non-yarn finished object is the diamond painting. Ooh, shiny, shiny, shiny.
Can't really see shinies, but
You can kind of.
kind of, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a diamond painting of
Of a cactus with a flower in bloom.
a cactus rose.
Yes. Oops.
How long did that one take you?
Forever. I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah.
The little magnetic bar things came off, so I gotta put those back on. But yeah. It is done.
Okay. And let's see.
That is all the finished objects for this time.
Yep.
And we have some works in progress.
Yes, we do. We both have pairs of Christmas socks.
Yes. Do you want to show yours
I'll
first?
Mine, you may recognize this yarn from many episodes ago, where I made them and they were way too big. But now, I can get them loose.
They don't want to come out.
Now they fit very well.
I thought you said they were too small this time.
No.
Okay.
I tried them on and they're fitting very nicely.
Okay.
So they're going along.
Mm-hmm.
They are progressing nicely.
Yeah.
Those are my Christmas socks.
I have my own Christmas socks. One of them is already done. And let's see if we can get this to fold right. It's sparkly too. I don't know if you can see the
That's,
sparkles.
West Yorkshire Spinner's Nutcracker.
No, I think it's...
Isn't it Nutcracker?
I don't know. It is... Let's see... Yuletide.
Yuletide, excuse me.
Yes.
It's Yuletide. And it's sparkly.
Yes.
Lots of sparkles.
All the sparkles. And this is the second sock. It is progressing slowly, but it's going.
Yeah, I got some, well, I guess, I don't know if that yarn's...
Oh no, the candy cane is not over here.
Yeah.
She got the candy cane
Got the
yarn
candy
from
cane
West
yarn,
Yorkshire
and she got
Spinners.
the Nutcracker. I wanted the Nutcracker, but I didn't want us to have matching socks.
I mean,
That
matching
gets
socks
it
is fine.
confused.
Okay.
Whose is whose?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. The next thing I have are socks I am making for Dad.
These
And
also have one sock done.
yes, I bought this yarn at the
Shenandoah Valley.
Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival,
I can hold it for you.
and it's called Selfish Arachnid.
Because ticks are evil.
Because ticks are evil, so it's supposedly that color. I don't know. Anyway, I'm using a pattern called the Weasley Homestead pattern.
Yes, there's a little bit of texture going on.
It's got some texture going on with it. And then this is the second one. It is coming along.
Yep.
So it's getting there. These are for Dad. He
Yep.
knows already, so it's no surprise.
He chose the color out
Yeah.
of the options.
I had several options. He chose that one. Okay.
And I have another pair of socks. These are self-striping socks from the Knit Picks, the Felici. Had the yarn for a bit, and it's all tangled up. Of course it is. But these... You may notice that the stripes don't actually match all the way through. The yellow and green stripes are switched on the socks. And I don't know how I did that, but it works. Because the other stripes match. You're like, only two of the stripes are wrong, but whatever.
Yep. Okay.
And there's also been progress on Riley's quilt, which is over that way. I forgot to bring it over, and it's full of the pins still, so it's kind of pointy.
Yeah. Well, it's sewed together. It's just being
It's
quilted.
Yeah, we're quilting it now.
Quilting it. So
It's
that takes a
just-
long time to quilt.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. My next one is,
Should be that. The green bag.
well, I'm going to
Oh,
show you.
or the
I'm
little
working
ones.
on making a garland of gnomes for Christmas. That's gnome number 1 and gnome number 2.
The silver one is sparkly. I don't know if you can quite
Can't
see it.
see it, but it's sparkly. And then I also have a sparkly red and, sparkly red. So they're going to be red, white, and red, silver, and green. I don't know. I was thinking about getting a gold, but I haven't decided yet. I haven't seen a gold, so
Yeah.
sparkly gold. But then I'm going to make crochet a line, and they'll be on it, and they'll be all hanging there and cute.
Yes.
Cutesy.
Very Christmassy.
Let's see, you don't have, okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm still working on my Alaska tunic, but we've kind of lost it. There was a lot of cleaning that went on around Thanksgiving, and it
then
kind
got
of
undone.
disappeared. So the other thing I started making is a crocheted, it's a light sweater, and it's really pretty. And I'm
Which
making
way
it
is
out
up?
of, this is.
Okay. so
I'm making
this
it out of velvet, and this is the back.
It's very pretty.
It's a light blue velvet,
Very fuzzy too.
and it's soft and it's drapey. It'll be very nice. And I've got one side done. I've got two of the front sides done, but one of the front sides was done wrong, so I have to rip it back out. Familiar story. And redo that, and then it's going to have long sleeves with stuff at the bottom.
Okay.
So it's going to be really pretty, and it's going really fast because it's crochet.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that all our works in progress
I
for
think
right
that's
now?
it.
Okay.
That.
Yeah. These notes were made a bit ago, so we may not remember everything that's changed. So
Okay.
we have been to many festivals lately.
Yes. It started with her.
Yes. While I was working over in Radford, I kept seeing the little yard signs for the NRV Sheep and Goat.
Festival.
Yes, the festival. Except they just called it the greatest of all time NRV Sheep and Goat. And I had no idea what that was. So I ended up Googling it, and it was a one-day, sheep and goat festival. So I went to that. I got the peacock strut yarn from a local dyer over in Radford, and I knit it up in, a day or two. It's very soft and fun.
Very thick.
Yes. Very warm. Very nice for a hat.
And then didn't you get something else with it?
I got some pink roving to spin. I think it's called like hot pink fuzz or hot fuzz or something like that.
But it's
like
not
bright pink.
Yeah.
It hasn't been spun up yet.
Yep. Oh, I didn't bring the purple, my fuzz up.
Oh well.
Okay, so then the next
day,
we drove up a long way in Gwen's car.
Yeah, they got a flat tire the next day.
To
Berryville.
It's like a 6-hour drive, 5.5-hour drive.
It was long.
To go to the Shenandoah Valley Fiber Fest.
Yes.
And it was cool. There was
fun.
lots of stuff.
All the stuff all over the place.
She couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
Too much people, too much stuff. Ah!
Too many colors.
Yeah. Anyway, but we went. It was on us. We went on Sunday, the last day. And we got stuff.
Yes. I got sweatshirts for me and Mom.
Yes.
Mine is all rainbow.
Mine's light green, and it's got a hood. And
oh, yes.
It's cool.
Great hoods.
It's cool. And then we got some yarn, and we got...
Yeah, you got yarn, and I think you got some roving too. The sparkly red stuff.
Sparkly red stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I think a week later.
Yes, 1 week later we went to the Montpelier.
You and Dad went.
Dad and I went to the Montpelier Fiber Fest, and that was in Montpelier, near the president's house.
Yeah, James Madison or something.
Yeah. And so we went
more
to
yarn
that,
was acquired.
and I got more yarn. I'll show you that in the under acquisitions. And then on our way, after we left that, we drove over to Keswick Winery and met up with Kendrick and Tiffany and Riley.
Yep.
And they and sat and drank wine and had food and had a good.
And I think that's when you got.
Up.
Was that when you got Riley the caterpillar food and everything?
No.
Okay, that must have been the trip.
That was on the birthday trip.
Okay.
So then, like 2 weeks later.
Something like that.
2 weeks later, on the weekend of the 20th.
Yeah. We
drove down to Chester, Chesterfield, and visited. Stayed overnight and visited with Kendrick and Tiffany and Riley.
Yeah.
And had a good time.
Yeah. We
went out to the pumpkin farm to go pumpkin hunting for pumpkins, and Riley had a blast. She was running all over the place and just having a blast. It was a lot of fun for her. And she got pumpkins, and I think there was some other stuff bought.
Probably.
And then we came back home. So we've been home. Then I got sick, so that was not fun. But I got over it, so I'm better now.
Yeah.
All right.
And Riley got her caterpillar's food.
Yes, all the food for the caterpillar has been delivered.
Yes, in its little basket.
Yes, and Riley likes to eat the food.
Yes, from what I've heard,
other people eating, and she brings it and feeds the caterpillar while the other person's going nom, 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 with the caterpillar. So,
from what I heard, she likes the ice cream cone and the lollipop the most.
Those are the favorites.
Yes. Weather is the next section.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of weather since we last talked to y'all.
Yes, we've had a lot of...
We were on the news because of the weather at one point.
Yeah, our little town of Narrows. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
So, there was, in case you didn't hear, a hurricane called Helene. Yeah. That whipped through here. Well, it didn't whip through here precisely.
North Carolina, and then the river brought the water up.
Tennessee and North Carolina, which is where the new river starts. And so all this water dumped down there. And of course, as it was wiping out everything over there, which I'm sure you've all heard about, it made its way down to, what's the name of the dam? Crater Lake Dam. Yeah. Which, if you see any pictures of it now, there's this huge, like, I think an acre of logs and debris behind the dam. And then they had to open the dam some to let some of the water out so it didn't just, go over the sides and go crazy. So then that brought the new river here up. And I was never so surprised on, I guess it was, what was it, like the day before it actually came here, driving over the bridge into Narrows. I could look over the side and the water was almost like right there. It was like, whoa, how did it get so close to the road? So, and then the next day when I went to work, I'm driving and there's this big dip down that goes under a railroad bridge. Well,
there was a detour.
I had to go around the mountain, which was also interesting because the winds were starting to come up because the hurricane was starting to move in on us. And so I didn't have any problems. I got over the mountain. I was very careful to be very fast and get around there and get over the mountain and get back over to 460 and get to work. So I was at work until about 11 o'clock, I'd say 10:30, 11 o'clock, when all of a sudden, no electricity. I mean, it did this on, off, on, off, 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 on, off, and it was done. Do you know how dark a McDonald's is when there's no electricity? I mean, pitch black. Pitch black. You see nothing. So I had my little cell phone. I was walking around like, I'm not tripping over anything, people. I'm too old to fall down. So we all ended up out in the lobby because we've got these huge windows out there and we could watch the storm, and the storm was just blowing the trees. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Everything was crazy for a while, and the power did not come back on. And the policy is you have to be there 3 hours without power before they'll let everybody go home and close the store. I don't know what they thought was going to happen in 3 hours. So we sat and looked at our phones because the phones were working.
The internet wasn't.
Well,
was it?
It was not the Wi-Fi.
Okay.
We were using the
cell phone data.
cell phone data. So I burnt up all my cell phone data that day. But anyway, then finally they sent us home, and I had to go back over the mountain because if it was closed before, there was no way it was going to be open. So I came back over the mountain, and I got to, I think the road's Memorial Avenue, and there was another roadblock, and it said detour that way. So I went that way and down and around and over and through, and came out on the far side of where was I? I was almost to the duck pond, and you could see where the duck pond had overflowed and was over in the baseball field on the other side of the road. I'm not sure whether it overflowed the road or whether there's like drainage ditches that it was running across. Anyway, the baseball field was full of water. The duck pond was full of water. And when I looked behind at the road where I wasn't allowed to go, it was full of water. I mean, like, all the buildings that were down along the side of the road and went down the dip, they were full of water.
Yeah.
There's a Grant supermarket. There was a news store. I feel so bad. There was a restaurant called Anna's, and Anna's was sold in May to a new owner who turned it into a barbecue, a smokehouse barbecue kind of place called the Iron Skillet. And he had just opened and everything had been remodeled and it was all wonderful. Well, that's over. I don't know whether they're out of business or whether they're going to have to just wait for the insurance to come in. I'm sure they had to have flood insurance because it is a floodplain. But I mean, there are pictures on the news of the governor coming to Narrows, Governor Youngkin coming to Narrows and helping hand out brooms and shovels to get the mud out of the Iron Skillet. also lost in the flood was all the lovely little trailer parks.
Yeah.
There are all these picturesque trailer parks along the river.
Like the RVs and stuff just
They have the RVs,
parked
the
over there to
trailers.
camp.
They build little,
awnings and porches.
wooden porches and things. They're not going anywhere. Well, they should have gone somewhere because now they're all gone.
Mm-hmm.
They were just tore up. They tore the whole thing up.
Mm-hmm.
Riverview was the one in Narrows, and that one it's empty now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the owners were up. There's
some of them are
there's
like a little
some
higher. They're
terraces.
still.
And
stuff
there's
there.
some on the highest terrace that are still there. I think that's where the owners actually, because they actually have some Christmas decorations up on their RV, but they're the only ones in there right now because the park is officially closed until spring, which I don't know whether it'll open this spring or not, because would you come back? I don't know. Anyway, so a lot of people lost their homes, lost their vacation spots, lost a lot of stuff because people live in these parks year round. So there was one in Eggleston, there's the one in Narrows, and there were two down in Rich Creek, and then one further in Glen Lynn, and they were all.
I mean, it's very pretty right on the river.
It's beautiful, and it's been beautiful for a long, long time, but it's over.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't beautiful
for
that day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was the tale of the flood. The great flood of 2024 in Narrows. It will go down in, it was the second highest recorded New River flood since 1940.
It was like 23.2 feet.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
The one we had marked on the big 460 overpass was smaller, shorter, because that was in 1970. So it didn't get this bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. But the water went away pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And for the McDonald's, we're actually on the same line as the hospital. The one hospital in Giles up on the hill, and we're down at the bottom of the hill. We're on the same line. So the next day, I was at work because our electricity was running just fine. Thank you. They got that up just fine. And we didn't lose power out here on Wolf Creek.
There was one point where we lost it for like 3 hours.
We lost it the next day after the storm was gone for 3 hours. Yeah. But 3 hours is not that bad.
No.
I mean, you didn't lose the refrigerator or anything. No. So, but yeah, other people were out for a much longer time down in the town. It got bad down there. So, and up in Pembroke, they had problems. Yeah. Because they're near the river too. Anyway, so that was the flood. You want to talk about the...
It's gotten cold off and on. Like, today is a pretty nice day comparatively.
It got up in the 60s today.
Yeah.
Of course, 2 days ago, it was a high of, I don't know.
20-something?
22, 23.
Something like
with
that.
With a wind chill down to 8.
It was cold.
And you know what? When you're in the window, the drive-through window, guess where the wind always blows? Right in your face. Not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun at all. So the cold has been, winter has come. The winter has come. Now it's kind of taking a little break. It's having that little false something or other. And then, but from what I just heard on the Ryan Hall, it's coming back. So we brought all the plants inside.
Yes. We even divided some of the plants that were getting a little too big for their pots.
Yeah.
So now we have 2 of the purple ones and 4 of the pothos. Yeah. Except I don't know if one of the pothos is still alive or not. It's not really doing much. Like, the other ones are starting to grow towards the light. This one's just kind of hanging there.
Well, it could be it's going to come up from the bottom.
Possibly.
Who knows? Anyway, it needed to be done. They were strangling in the pots they were in. I don't know, was there any dirt left in those pots in the bottom? Or just...
There was some.
Just roots? I don't know. Anyway, so Gwen has been doing a very brave thing. She took on the burning bushes this weekend.
Yeah.
She got the
loppers.
Loppers, and she went out and
they're much smaller. We can see the windows now.
Our 8 to 10 foot burning bushes are now about 4 feet.
Yeah. Still gotta get the saw and cut down the rest of it.
They're going down to around 2.5 to 3 feet is what
I thought you said 1 foot.
Well,
I don't know. You just have to pick a height before I start cutting, and then it's over.
Thick. Yeah, they're pretty thick that low down.
Yeah.
So, well, very brave. And then she got all the trimmings taken down to the shed.
Yes.
Yes. So they're all been removed, and we can walk through. Everything's fine, and you can see out the windows.
Yeah.
Light is coming in.
It's amazing.
The piano. I'm just like, I've never seen that before. Because literally, they were too big when we bought the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never seen the light.
If you're thinking of a Christmas present, a fire pit so we can burn that stuff would be good.
Yeah, good. Fire pit kind of thing. Yeah, the gas kind wouldn't burn anything, so we need just a pit. Anyway, so let's see, acquisitions.
Okay. So you have seen my goodies from the festival, my yarn goodies. Yeah. But what about yours?
My yarn goodies. What did you buy? Well, first off,
it was the Selfish Arachnid.
I bought the Selfish Arachnid yarn.
Yes.
Because I wanted to make Dad a pair of socks. And then I also bought this yarn because that's what I would have picked right off the bat, but he didn't pick. He had the choice between the two, and he picked the brown. He's got brown socks. I don't know. Anyway, I guess he likes brown socks. Then I also bought some fuzzy mohair in multicoloredness.
This is Don't Panic is the color.
I like this one.
Yes.
It's just pretty. I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but it'll be cool. Then, as I was leaving, I bought...
This is pumpkin spice. I think this is the one you got last year.
That was last year. Okay. But I bought this...
a pattern.
A pattern for a mitt that had a really pretty... I don't know if you can see it. It's a leaf. Can you see it on there?
There's a leaf.
There's a leaf on there, and I thought that would be so cool with this yarn. That's why
they got put together.
So that was that. And then I also bought...
More needles.
Needles. Long needles to do double socks with. And before that all happened, I went on Amazon, bad me, and I bought stitch markers.
All the stitch markers and all the colors.
Every color I could think of, so that I always have something I can mark my socks with. Because you can't really see it on these socks. You can see it on these. I use little markers on the sock, so that when I do the second sock, I just count 10 stitches. I put a marker every 10 stitches. So I just move the markers, and then at the end, it'll be the right length. Is my theory. It worked on my sucker socks, so.
Yeah.
And let's see, what else did I buy? Oh, we've been getting the Yarnable subscriptions.
Yes.
So I will show you the Yarnable subscriptions. Let's see, this I believe
this was
August.
Yes, August.
August.
The neon graffiti.
It's very pretty.
And then we have October's, which is Witch Please. That looks like something you bought at the thing rather than a Yarnable.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh, I know. I bought this at Montpelier. Okay. And
then we have Let's Get Basted
for November. That was the November yarn. So obviously I'm not keeping up with my Yarnables and knitting them right away because
how many socks can you have at the same time?
I don't know. I've seen crazy sock ladies whipping out socks like I'm like, must be nice. Okay, so then at the Montpelier... Oh, wait, we've got one more.
Okay, this might be September's. We also got December's. We already showed October's.
Did we?
Yeah, this is Happily Ever After from September.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We got December's, but it's in my room because she gave it to me since it's not Christmas themed.
It's not really Christmassy colored. I wanted Christmas colors. So at the Montpelier Fiber Fest, I only got two. I got two things of yarn. This one is called Heart of the Forest. It's a real pretty greens and blues. And then this one is called
High Rise.
High Rise.
All purpley and pretty.
I also bought
Cookie cutters?
cookie cutters for puppy dog biscuits
Mm-hmm.
and a cat toy.
That Mr. Kitty has not seen yet.
Yeah, you need to take that to him.
Okay.
So that, I think that's about all the things I've been buying because I ran out of money. You know, that happens. Eventually you run out. You can't just keep spending like there's no tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I have enough yarn to keep me busy for a while. How about you?
Probably.
Okay. All right, so
on to life stuff.
Life stuff, yeah. Well, we had a car die.
In the Wendy's drive-through.
Well, that's not, it did that, but
yeah,
your car died too, so I wouldn't. The problem is the brand new Cruise. Well, it's not brand new. It's
anymore. It was
I paid
brand
it off
new.
a year ago. I've had it a year, and now it's dead. There is a major engine problem, and it has to be replaced, and they want $10,000 to replace it. And I said, no, thank you. Just let me drive it home and park it because I am not paying $10,000 for the engine to be replaced with an engine that will only be good for 7 years.
If that.
If that, because, yeah. And the rest of the car is going to be falling apart at the same time. And I just, no. So we are car shopping right now for a good foreign used car. Because apparently the American-made stuff just doesn't cut it. And that comes from the mechanic. They said, I just really wouldn't advise it. And after what happened with the Cruise, I can't disagree. So I'm looking at Hondas and Toyotas right now. So that's the car situation.
Yep. For clutter, we cleaned off the table for a bit. And now it's covered in stuff again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Any flat space gets covered pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got everything cleared off for Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving went really well.
Gareth came for Thanksgiving.
I was very, very pleased that we had a visitor for Thanksgiving instead of just the three of us. There were four of us. And I made a 20-pound turkey. What was I thinking?
You couldn't find any smaller?
Pounds. Well, yeah, I couldn't find anything smaller, and it was 39 cents a pound, so it wasn't that expensive, but it was a very greasy turkey. I don't know, Sandy, if you see this, you know what I'm talking about, the greasy turkeys that we dealt with one year? This was one of those. Ugh. Anyway, but it came out good. It tasted good. The problem was I had to cook it in the roaster, and so it didn't get brown and gold on top. It just was kind of pale.
Yeah.
But it tasted fine. It was delicious. It was cooked all the way through. Everything was good. And Gareth visited us then. And then Gareth came back again. Or he came before
There were 2 visits from Gareth.
Yeah, 2 visits from Gareth. I think it was when he was going up. Gareth is working out in Ohio.
Yeah.
And so the first time he went out, he stopped by and visited overnight. And then he came down on his way for his Thanksgiving break, and he stopped for Thanksgiving here and then went on down. So he's back up in Ohio now.
Yeah.
So that was that. So that was Garrett's visit.
Yep. And I'm working with Mom now. And it's okay other than the typical stuff at that kind of place.
Our McDonald's is a challenge. Having worked at other McDonald's, I can say this one is definitely a challenged McDonald's. I'll just leave it there. So she's working with me.
Yep.
The hours are not the greatest right now. I don't know what happened because
They hired too many people.
Well, that too. But I thought that, when the summer was over and the school right next door to us kicked in, that we'd get a lot of customers that would make up for the summer crowd that we didn't really get. But apparently not. Apparently the high schoolers haven't learned they can drive through the drive-through and get food.
To be fair, some of them come inside and all crowd around at once.
Well, at 3:00 in the afternoon, when they get out, they do that, but not in the morning.
No.
In the morning, I'm in the drive-through, and when I first started in April, it was just nonstop with the high schoolers and the parents and everybody coming through in the morning, and now it's not. They're not coming through. I don't know whether they got pissed off or something.
Could be.
It's not the greatest. We're very challenged right now. Anyway, so that's that. We're working together.
Yeah.
She works up front. I work in the back window. Or sometimes you run, don't you?
Sometimes.
It all depends.
It depends on who they have there and who's capable.
They hired a lot of people, but
they're not good at training them yet.
Well, a lot of what happens is they hire a great bunch of people, and then very quickly the pile of people diminishes as everybody quits.
Because they don't get trained well.
Oh, they don't get trained well. They don't like the wages. They don't like the hours. They don't like showing up for work. They'd rather call out, or better yet, don't even bother to call out. Just don't show up. So those are the challenges. That's just some of the challenges that we're working with. Anyway, so then let's see. Dad and I got new driver's licenses, and the Avalon got inspected and passed.
Yay!
That was a good thing, given that the Cruise tires up. I mean, it runs. The Cruise will run, but it runs extremely rough, and it's like it's about to any minute, which eventually it will. So we just don't drive it unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yep.
So is that it?
I think so, unless you have something you want to add.
No, I think that's about all the news. We've been going a while.
Yeah.
So,
We ready?
Oh, wait. We got to see Uncle Clay and Aunt Susan at Dad's birthday. Because when we were down in Chester, they were in Chesterfield too. Well, they were in the air in Richmond. And so we were able to get together for lunch.
That's
brunch.
Good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
That was fun that we got to see everybody, because that doesn't happen too often. They're in South Carolina and we're up here in the mountains, and it's not too often we cross paths.
Yeah.
We did. So, and that's about everything.
Yep.
So I guess until next time.
Bye.